we are up 134% year over year compared to 2023.
Wow.
We're up 45% year over year compared to 2024. And really, what that's given me is time.
What kind of struggles did you run across when you were in just a traditional chiropractic practice, trying to build your business? And what are some of the frustrations that you had doing that?
Especially when you're a single practitioner, trying to build and scale to the level that I wanted to build and scale at. It is very difficult, right? It's got to be high volume, or you've got to find, a PI niche or something, which has its own set of challenges. The idea of seeing more and more volume to get to the levels that I wanted to get, just it didn't seem practical.
Yeah, I was talking to another chiropractor here a few weeks ago, and he's like, "I want to double my collections." And I said, "Well, how many patient visits are you seeing a week?" And he goes, "Well, we're seeing 300 patients a week." So I'm like, "Can you imagine seeing 600 patients a week?" And he's like, "Absolutely not." And I
Right.
said, "Well, that's your answer. We got to figure out how we can still help more people,
Mhm.
be more scalable." What's kind of been your patient's experience? I know we have patient videos and they treat themselves at home.
When I'm, doing the report of findings with them and I tell them, hey, listen, 90% of your healing is going to occur outside of these four walls. Well, they get really excited. I'm in Florida. I've got an older population. Some of them don't like driving, especially with traffic. So to give them that opportunity, they absolutely love it.
And do you see that patients get better results from the repetitive treatments, being able to be at home, treat themselves sometimes twice a day over 90 days, 180 treatments versus maybe 24 to 36 in the office if you weren't doing home care?
You can't get that many treatments in, just by them coming into the office. So
Yeah.
the repetitiveness, the consistency is even a better word. The consistency with which they do this is directly related to the outcome that they're going to get. A patient who had over 60% nerve damage in both of her feet. Balance was really, really bad. She was embarrassed because she would fall, and it was to the point she didn't want to leave the house. Over her transformation, she was reduced down to 16%, and those numbers are great. But she said how she's now taking vacations, not one, but two, and how they rented a house on the beach. And she had the confidence to be able to walk down the stairs, walk across the sand, get into the water, get out of the water, walk back to the house with absolutely no fear whatsoever. And she said, this has completely transformed my life. I can go outside, I can be social, I can be with people, that I love and care about. So hearing stories like that, yeah, it's not just about getting them out of pain. It's changing the quality of their life, which is so impactful.
Yeah, when you have a transformation like that, that's what gets you out of bed every day. I mean, that's what gets me out of bed every day.
Well, I mean, we are up 134% year over year compared to 2023.
Wow.
We're up 45% year over year compared to 2024. And really, what that's given me is time. On Tuesday, I was able to get out of the office earlier than I typically would have, so I could go to my daughter's last swim meet. She's a junior in high school. I'm not going to get too many of those.
Yep.
I've only got a few more years left with her, and so having the time to be able to do those things where I felt almost trapped sometimes, where I would feel guilty, or hey, I can't get out of here early. I've still got 10 adjustments to do, and then almost feeling resentful, right?
Yeah.
We're taking vacations, and I hadn't taken 2 weeks out of the office. Really in almost 6 years. And so now we take regular vacations. In fact, we carve it out intentionally because I recognize how much we need a break as well, right?
Yes. What has this done for your team? The morale and the culture in your practice?
We're not grinding all the time. It's a calmer atmosphere, and we've been able to pour more into them, as the result. And as we've helped more people and our collections go up, well, guess what? Now they get bonused. So they're absolutely loving that.
Do you feel like we have a good support system for you as a customer?
You're not on an island. You're surrounded by, again, community support staff. And that happened, like I said, all the way through the onboarding process. And even now, it's great if I've got a question about, the equipment, I get those questions answered, right? Sometimes patients throw me a curveball. I've been doing this over 3 years and they still throw me a curveball. I'm like, wow, that's a great question. No one's asked that before. Or the nutrition, right? Sometimes they'll throw me a curveball on that too. It's really easy to reach out to the team, immediately get an answer, which means I can immediately get that back to the patient and they go, wow, they're really on it. They're listening to me. I had this question or this concern, and they provided me with an answer. The coaching that you guys have and you guys supply is integral to, at least it's been integral to our success. I mean, you're literally being given, not just a system, but the support behind that system. And I can tell you, it's made, it's made probably the single biggest difference of being introduced to Blueprint and starting the different niches, for me professionally as a chiropractor.